Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are outside. I am working with some of my temperate orchids, and my Pleionies are out in bloom. This is Pleione Formosa, I believe. The tag is gone again, so I believe it was Formosa anyways, and it's looking quite nice. So last year, I don't know if you follow me or if you've been following me since last year, this we repotted up together. I'm going to turn it around so we can see a few of the bulbs. They're all, you can tell which way the light's facing, right? So anyways, we repotted this guy up last year, a little bit earlier than this in the year. And those bulbs leafed and grew all summer, and this is actually, these dried up ones are what we planted. And I just wanted to sort of go over the life cycle of them and enjoy these beautiful flowers with you before they're gone, because they don't last very long. And even the new ones are starting to fade already, but let's see if we can find a good example here of what we're looking at. Okay, so this one here has its flower right there. Nice little flower. Beautiful, like hot pink, hot purpley kind of color. The camera actually really makes it pop a little bit extra. But we planted a bulb last year that looks similar to this dried up one. And then last summer it broke out into leaf or into bloom, and it grew a bulb. So I'm going to point to these two bulbs here. This is what grew last summer. And that is what sat around for the summertime and had a big leaf on it. There's a nice one that's not shrinking down too much yet. So anyways, these guys had a nice big leaf on them, and then come fall they drop their leaves, they go dormant, and all that's left are these bulbs, and the bulbs look nice and flat and everything. And as they drop their leaves, we stop watering. Just like with cypripediums, there's nowhere for the water to transpire out, so we don't want the bulbs to go rotten. So anyways, we stopped the watering this bulb, and it sat all winter fairly dry, under cover, no water. This top dressing was like dry to the touch basically, and this we planted last year, and just it's a terrestrial mix, mainly sand, some peat, a bit of perlite, a bit of turfus in there, and just good drainage. But anyways, so this year, early in the year, January, we started seeing the little bloom spikes coming out of the bulb, which was great. And some of them actually had 2 bloom spikes coming out of the bulb, and others just had 1. But yeah, so we're at the bloom spike stage now, and it's amazing what these little guys really can do. So again, this was a bulb that grew last year, and I can see a new bulb coming off of it this year, another new bulb coming off of it, and this bloom is a little bit past its prime, I think, or maybe it's just opening, I can't tell from this angle. But yeah, so these blooms will fade. This will start growing into a bulb, and that will get all the foliage for this year. And it's amazing because you can see there's a last year's bulb. This year's bulb is going to look shriveled like this raisin fairly soon. And then the new bulb that will turn into this by the end of summertime. But let's have a look at the flowers here, because that's what we're actually here to see, right? So, beautiful flowers on these. It's just a shame they only last just a short time. They have such a nice like inner lip to them. The white frilly on this guy, along with the dark sort of orangey red in there, highlight of white, and yeah, they remind me kind of like cattleyas. Very short-lived cattleyas. But anyways, did fairly good. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about a dozen flowers this year, so pretty good for the pot. And every year they sort of multiply, so I think that's about right. I think I had about 6 flowers last year, so a dozen or so this year. Not every bulb grows a flower. If the bulb doesn't get big enough during the year, it doesn't grow a flower. Also, it tends to, on the top of the bulbs, they get these like little tiny, basically, let's see if we can get a shot of them. That kind of grows where the leaf was, which is another bulb that if you took good care of, it would actually start to grow as well. You can see this one is actually growing here. Let me see if we can see it. You can see the new growth. That's this year's bulb. So the one I'm holding was last year's little old bonus bulb. And then this year's bulb will grow into something a little bit bigger. It's still a few years away from flowering. And they just drop these all the time. They're all over the soil as well. I can't even keep track of them. But yeah. So there is my Pleione update for the year. We usually get 1 to 2 Pleione videos per year, so I don't know if I'll show these guys much more than this. As I say, they kind of go leafy, and they look like little tiny seedling palm trees after this, and they just stay in the light shade in the shade garden, and they're never really allowed to dry out during the summer months at all. They're not looking to dry out at all as long as they have leaves on them. But anyways, I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. As always, thanks for watching.